Yo. We in it. We in it to win it. I don't know what we're winning, but we're winning something. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of DaVinci Resolve AMA. I didn't actually have an official title for this, but that's where we're going with. Alrighty. Let's build more stuff. Let's do stuff and things and things and stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure that doesn't break my thing. Okay, I think we're okay. Okay. I did change it to, yeah, it's back to 30. We're good. Cool. All right, and now I'm going to make sure I have the Twitch chat pulled up because I don't have the extension thing yet. I haven't set up anything. I know there's other tools, but I'm not using them yet. I will eventually. But for now, this will suffice. All right. Let's get back into some tetrahedral interpolation. Because that's what we're working on today. All right, where was I?
And we'll have the... Now, I do want to have the color monitor plugin enabled right here so I can have this vector scope. If you're unfamiliar with what a vector scope does, I highly recommend you going watch this video over here.
Oh yeah, so I'm going to...
Now, I do want to mention that I do have the color monitor plugin enabled right here so I can have this vector scope. If you're unfamiliar with what a vector...
Hey! Where?
What's up, Ito? How's it going with everything out his life? AMA just stands for Ask Me Anything. Well, that text broke. Okay, so this will be out.
The shady loaded. Now, I do want to mention that I do have the plugin enabled so I can have vectors. If you're vector scope...
Yes. Yeah, basically just even if I'm doing stuff on stream, like I kind of just run all of these as like an AMA style stream. Also, I was using Magic Animate for these, but I ended up just making my own so I could so I could slap them onto my clips a little bit easier. So
I highly recommend you going watch this video over here, and that'll just give you a good basic overview of how the whole plugin works with all the tools that it comes with. But today we're just going to focus on the vector scope, which I can just describe really quickly. It's a way to...
And then this one will be in...
over here. And that'll just give you a good...
Oh wait, no, not there.
Quickly.
The end goes here.
Just described really quickly. It's a way to view all of your colors and how saturated they are. So anything from red, yellow, green, cyan, blue,
oh, did I redo this?
Bald by camera, Tim. Hey!
Hey, Aaron. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my,
it's camera time!
oh my goodness, everything's exploding. Hey, Arrow. Hey, how's it going? How's everything out with life? Welcome in. Arrow Nutrition in here. Straight from Harris. It's exactly where that came from. All right. I need to see if I redid this vector scope.
So now
thing.
that we all understand what that's viewing, let's go ahead to our tetra shader and let's explain fully.
Oh no, I guess I did redo the whole thing, and that was just a redo. Okay, so that's perfect then.
Hey! Where?
I love the stream.
Hey!
Oh, thank you.
Where?
Oh my goodness, how many horses are we gonna have? Chris Richardson, how's it going and everything in his life? Caught me early? Yes, you did. Welcome in. But Arrow, thank you for the kind words. hopefully everything is going well on your guys' business end. I know you're experimenting with the whole new sponsor thing that Harris mentioned, but yeah, just let me know if there's anything I can do to help, experiment, do whatever.
That color. So now that we of that color. Of that color. So now that we understand what that's viewing, let's go ahead to our Tetra shader and let's explain fully how this works, because we have a lot of numbers and a lot of dials here, and it looks really confusing because there's a lot of mumbo jumbo, but it's actually very, very simple to understand.
Okay, so most of this is going to be static, I believe. I actually did a lot better in this recording than most. Usually I'm terrible at this, but I did halfway decent. Okay, I'm just gonna paste these in here for now. It's gonna be a lot easier.
Exposure of that color. So now that we understand what that's viewing, let's go basically to our Tetra shader and let's explain fully how this works, because we have a lot of numbers and a lot of dials here, and it looks really confusing because there's a lot of mumbo jumbo, but it's actually very, very simple to understand. Basically, we have a tool that allows us to see all 6 of our color vectors, so red, yellow, green, cyan, magenta, cyan, blue, magenta, and we can change how much red, green, and blue we want in each channel.
Oh, I guess I did that over here, didn't I?
And how saturated they are, so anything from red to yellow to green to cyan, magenta, blue, magenta. I know which order things are in. Trust me, I'm a scientist, not. So if we look at this and we see how saturated colors are, if we go to the hue and I turn my saturation all the way down, you'll see that it's just a gray dot because there's absolutely no saturation. So this just tells us how vivid or how saturated any given color is, not necessarily the exposure of that color. So now that we understand what that's viewing, let's go ahead to our Tetra shader and let's explain fully how this works, because we have a lot of numbers and a lot of dials here, and it looks really confusing because there's a lot of mumbo jumbo, but it's actually very, very simple to understand. Basically, we have a tool that allows us to see all 6 of our color vectors, so red, yellow, green, cyan, magenta, cyan, blue, magenta, and we can change how much red, green, and blue we want in each channel. And basically what this means is, let's just say magenta, and we can green, cyan, magenta, cyan, blue, magenta.
I'll just cut that out.
Magenta, and we can change how much red, green, and blue we.
No, I
and
can
we can
probably just.
change how much red, green, and blue we want in. We can.
Let's see if that moves.
And we can change how much red,
that's
green, and
good
blue
enough.
we want in each channel. And basically what this means is, let's just say, as an example, we look at our red channel. Right now we have all our default values, and these basically just show how much red, green, and blue is in that specific channel. Well, if we want full red, we want a full amount of red and no green and no blue. And if we add all of them to 1, it's just like if you were using like a hue saturation selector or hue. It's just like if you were using a color picker. It's just like if you were 1. It's just like if you were.
Where?
Am editing? Oh, that's amazing. Hey, how's it going? How's everything? How's life? Do you ever run into the problem when doing fusion graphic animation where during playback you get bugging out, flashing, showing different random colors? Yes. Okay. So that's most likely due to caching. And that can be a really annoying thing. If you have render cache on, that's the most likely cause. So basically what'll happen is, like, caching in Resolve is a little weird. So if you have smart caching or user caching or whatever turned on, or fusion caching, and it saves over something, and then you go in and you make a change, it like sometimes replaces what you changed with the old caching, because it's like, I already cached this and stuff, so here's that saved frame that I made earlier. And then it just like flashes something weird, or it just like, there's a change and I don't know what to do with it because I've already rendered this. And then, I mean, you know, it doesn't actually say that, but then it'll like sometimes just flash black and stuff. But usually, most of the time, not every time, because there are instances where that isn't the case. But in most instances, it's because of caching. So if you need to have cache on, that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with using caching. But if you are getting those bugs, I would set render cache to none. You can go to manage render cache, and it's going to throw it off screen, isn't it? Of course it is. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's just loading because I haven't pulled it up. There it is. Okay. Hopefully this is easy enough to see. But you can basically go by project, and you can see like how much render cache is in there. You can sort the render cache. Hey, Ernesto, how's it going? How's everything? How's life? Welcome in. And then you can press the render cache to sort by which project has the highest size of render cache. And if you see one that's like, oh, this has like 100 gigs of cache in there, I should probably delete that. You can click on it like so, and then hit clear selected cache, and then it'll remove all that extra cache you don't need. And then it should get rid of the that issue you're having as well if you delete it from that project. Hey, Frozen Future, how's it going? Everything else life. Want to smooth the playback without cache? I'm probably gonna upgrade. No, that's actually another thing that you can do without using render cache. Are you familiar with proxies? A 100 gigs of cache, yeah, that's yeah, that tracks. Now proxies don't solve. Okay, you're not. Okay, so this is good. So let's just go to my project window here. So I have all of these screen. Actually, I'll do the talking head one. So I have all these talking head clips, right? And I record all these in H.265, and generally H.264 and H.265, especially H.265, and even more, especially AV1. Are not very friendly to playback because they're what's known as interframe codecs. They're basically every single thing outside of RAW. RAW is a whole nother can of worms. Every single codec out there can be summed up into like two different types. There's interframe and intraframe. I'm oversimplifying a little bit, but for the sake of example, because they all do it in different ways, but they all have these two things in common. Intraframe codecs are much easier to understand. Those are like your ProRes, DNxHR, GoPro Cineform, or whatever. Those codecs render or encode, every single frame of a video individually. So they don't use like reference frames or anything like that. They just do one frame at a time and everything. And that's why you get like significantly larger file sizes with those types of codecs. Excuse me. And then but the pro with those is one, you get like more accurate compression if those are compressed because they're not like using all the sorts of other information. But the other advantage with those is that you get significantly smoother playback because of how interframe codecs work, which is your H.264, H.265, VP9, AV1, all that stuff. The way the interframe codecs work, and again, they all do slightly different things, but interframe codecs, what they'll do is like they'll set like let's say hypothetically speaking, they do a keyframe every 2 seconds or something. So if you're shooting at 24 frames a second, let's say every 48 frames of video there is a keyframe, and that's like your reference frame that says, okay, I'm going to use this as a real frame, and then I'm going to use all of the frames around it. So like the 24 frames ahead, 24 frames behind, or 48 frames ahead, 48 frames again, depending on which variant you're using, and say I'm going to use information from all these frames to kind of combine as much information in as possible, to throw away as much information as possible, to greatly reduce the file size while trying to maintain the same visual quality. That's essentially what interframe codecs are trying to do. The problem with this is when you put that into an editing software, you're basically working with mostly fake frames. Fake as in like the information isn't fully there. So what an editing software has to do in order to modify it and rebuild it is it has to go in and like, look at all of those other frames. Okay, what is this frame actually supposed to be, so I can recreate and regenerate this frame. So it has to actually rebuild frames, and it has to analyze a ton of different frames at a time in order to rebuild that one, which is why like if I turn my proxies off and try to skim through this, I'm on the wrong screen. If I turn proxies off and try to like load this frame here, see how long it takes? But if I turn on proxies and wait for it to load the media, takes a second once it loads. There. And this is formerly H.265. So see how fast that skims, and then again, if I disable the proxies, wait for it to load. It's like it's even
all of the value.
So it can kind of work, but every time I skim to a new frame, it's got to like rebuild that frame. So that's why that's the whole discrepancy between those two. Is there a good video on managing your projects you can point to? On managing your projects depends on what you mean by managing. I'm pretty lazy about it. I'm always running out of space and probably need to clean up DaVinci Works. I'm haphazardly using it. There are a number of ways. Yes, I can get into that in a second. So yeah, the way you generate proxies, there's a couple ways to do it. This is great detail. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Shoot, I didn't look at who was on the horse. Oh, Spicy Ice Cream. How's it going on everything? How is life? That was a good explanation. All I work with is H265. Yeah. There's a couple ways to do proxies. I actually personally use the media management tab because I can specify exactly what codec and what resolution I want to use on my proxies. I'll usually use DNxHR-LB, and then I'll just set all of my reference points to 1280 by 720. And then that way, if I have mixed resolutions, it still sets them all to the same thing. But a more simplistic way, if you don't want to go into Media Management tab, is you go to File, Project Settings, and under Master Settings, if you scroll down, you'll see Proxy Media Resolution and Proxy Media Format. If you're on a Mac, you can use ProRes Proxy, Apple ProRes Proxy. If you're on PC, I recommend probably DNxHR-LB because that's the lowest bitrate intra-frame codec that you'll be able to use. So you can select that, and then, you know, depending on what the size of your files are, like if you're working with like 4K footage, quarter is totally fine. If you're working with 1080p footage, I'd probably go with half. You know, it depends on what you're working with or what you prefer. But once you save that, you can go to your media here, and you can just highlight it all, right click, and then hit Generate Proxy Media, and it'll automatically generate the proxies for you. So it basically just makes reference files. And when it makes those reference files, you can go up to this window right here, and you can either turn proxies on or off. But the good news is, like, you can edit with proxies, and anytime you go to the deliver page, regardless of whether you have proxies toggled on or off, it'll always use the original source media, so you don't have to worry about like, oh, I accidentally exported proxies. I still disable them because sometimes Fusion will cache the proxied versions, so I'll turn those off and I'll unlink them and stuff just to be safe, but you don't necessarily have to do that. But yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. I just got the dude, I've had that alert for so many years. It's crazy. I like to grade in ACES color space. Do you do this, and do you have a preferred workflow for transferring multiple camera model sources? So I don't care for ACES as much. I did used to use ACES many years ago. I preferred DaVinci Wide Gamut personally. This is probably not the best project to do the example of because I already have this built out, but let me just bring this over here. I'm going to remove attributes. No, not paste attributes. Remove attributes, you goofball. Okay, go to color. Currently I have this grouped out, but basically the way that I typically prefer to work is I'll put all of my camera sources in their own groups. So like, let's say I'm working with Fuji, Sony, Panasonic, or whatever. I will go in and, you know, if I have them all colorized, I can go to clip color and just select them. I don't have anything colored in here because it's just webcam and screen recording, but I can change the colors of which ones they are, so that I can, once they're in the timeline, I can just select, okay, all of my Sony is orange, or all my Fuji is yellow, or something. I can just go in and highlight all of them, and then I'll just set them into a specific group. And then that way, once I go back to my color page here, then I can specify, okay, the Sony group gets, or I guess the Fuji group gets Rec 2020 and Fujifilm F-Log, and I'm always going into DaVinci Wide Gamut, DaVinci Intermediate, because that's a huge, massive working space, and any camera can fit into that space, and I can work, and that way, any one of my cameras can, or any one of my operations on any given camera will behave the same exact way, which is, you know, again, the point of ACES as well. But I have a preference for how DaVinci Wide Gamut, how the controls work, so it is more of a preference thing. There's nothing wrong with using ACES, obviously, especially if you're used to using it. I know there's, like, I think technically speaking, like, some of the ARRI cameras have spaces larger than ACES, or at least a current, like, 1.3. I haven't used 2.0 yet, so I'm curious as to how much that'll change stuff, but yeah. So I'll do my transform into DaVinci Wide Gamut on the group pre-clip level. Sometimes if there's a specific clip that needs specific adjustments, I'll usually just do exposure, balance, and maybe some other fine-tuned things in the clip level. But most of my grading happens in group post-clip. including my ODT, my output transform, which I actually just started using a DCTL instead, the JP2499. I like this DRT a lot because I have a little bit more control over how it converts from DaVinci Wide Gamut over to Rec 709. So I actually prefer the look from this as opposed to using a CST to output to Rec 709. But that's how I do it. And then in terms of matching cameras, because I know cameras have their own like little biases, especially with lenses. Like lenses can add color bias as well. My favorite tool for camera matching is tetrahedral interpolation. These are free DCTLs. Especially if you have the studio version of Resolve, Tetra DCTLs are great. I have like 6 of them. I really like Tetra stuff. I think the 2 that I recommend the most are the Tetra V2 and the Tetra Interp HSV. The Tetra Interp HSV functions slightly differently. So it bases off of hue, saturation, and value. Value can be like the inverse of density. So if I decrease value, I'm actually increasing density. Increasing value decreases density. And then saturation actually is applied subtractively as well, which is another reason I really like it. But the original Tetra, which is funny enough, what this video I'm making is about, except it's for it's using this Tetra inside of OBS. So I'm actually explaining how to do that there. But basically, in a very, very simplistic way, this is basically able to shift all 6 color vectors, so red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, yellow, across the red, green, and blue axes. So if I wanted to like add red or subtract red, meaning moving towards cyan in the red channel, I just, I kind of add red or shift it towards cyan, or I can go green, magenta, I can go blue, yellow. And I can do that on any color vector. So if I wanted to change the blue, let's just go to, this has like cyan and blue in it. So I can go and let's say I want to just shift my cyan a little bit more bluish. So I can do it that way. And then maybe I can shift my blue a little bit more towards cyan and just kind of like scrunch them together a little bit. And if I look at my vector scope and see that happening, we have a significant higher push towards this side, which is like more of a I almost said tile. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, Tetra, this basically is my favorite tool for matching camera biases, because it's going to do very complex mathematical operations that are actually very easy on your CPU, and very easy to do and very easy to use. Sorry, I'm gonna ban you. But let's see. I don't have. I offloaded the project somewhere else. I had a project previously where I was mixing different footage and showing how to use the Tetra to match them. But basically, if you have like your master shot, so let's just say you have a master shot and you want to match other things to it, you can just pull them both up in the screen here and just like do selected clips. I have 3 selected. Whoops. Whatever. But then you can just compare them, and then the vector scope will show them, and then you can match them with the Tetra, and then watch where they land. There's nothing green in there. So an example of this, if you look at the vector scope, it might be a little hard to see. I can maximize it actually. Maybe I can. Hold on.
Hey!
Video
Where?
scripts, here it is. Let's just make this bigger. Okay, so yeah, if you look at the vector scope, and this is me moving the cyan and green channel, so it's like you can see one of them's moving, one's not, so I can just like move this here. Okay, it's about where it needs to be. Okay, let's move it a little more towards blue, maybe down towards green a little bit. And I can get those colors to like be really close and matching, and it's going to do it very cleanly and without breaking the image. So hopefully that helps. Okay. What did I miss? Check out the Tetra. Yeah, the Tetra DCTLs are amazing. Okay, so I have to go. This is the farthest back in chat I've had to go back for a question before. Do you know if I'm using match, it only works for 1 frame? Yes, because you have to track it. And that's another thing that can be weird with caching. If you're using Magic Mask on the Fusion page, I highly recommend using a saver node. If you don't know how to, if you've never used a saver node, I can show you how to do that. But caching with Magic Mask can be weird, and it doesn't always save the way you think it should. But like, let's say I was using Magic Mask on this clip right here. I'll just do a quick example. We'll do in person. I'll do better. So let's just, draw something. Oh, I forgot I can't do it on a post clip because it's going to apply to all. Forgot I was on post clip. Let's try that there. Yeah, I'll just do faster, whatnot. So wait for it to catch. There it is. And then I just have to track it basically. I forget how long the clip is, but yeah, so now it'll show me like how much of it's tracked. So this blue line will be an indicator of like, this is how much that specific stroke is tracked. So that's how you can do that. No, you can't use a saver node on the color page. It's only for Fusion. Let me back out of this and nuke that. Actually, no, I'm not going to nuke that. I'm going to go into Fusion and show this. So a saver node is one of the greatest things known to man. I'm actually going to make this clip a lot shorter because I do not want to render out the full clip for this, because that'll take forever. I'm just going to do this short bit. Okay, so let's add a Magic Mask in here. And then real quick, just because I've mixed up 40 occasional effects, so this could be very helpful. Okay, yeah, it'll definitely help a ton with being able to mix those cameras together for sure. All right, if you work with nighttime outdoor footages, sometimes you get blotchy dark areas in my black zones in my footage. When there's a way to fix that? Yeah, so kind of. I'll get to that in a minute. All right, so a saver node is one of the greatest things known to man. So I'm just gonna do a quick mask here. Actually, I'll keep my mic in. Why not? This is just an example. We can subtract that as well, and let's just go ahead and track that. The color page always gives me better results. Well, that's because Fusion doesn't have the limitation with Fusion's Magic Mask is it doesn't have the person version of Magic Mask. The person tracking is only available on the color page. Now, there could be a way to do it, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, that might take me a minute to workshop. So basically the way you would do it on the color page, I think you would do a Magic Mask and you would throw that in as an alpha. Actually, yeah, I think that's how you work. Let me just show the saver node real quick. So we have this and stuff, but in order to avoid like caching weirdness, we're going to put a saver node after the Magic Mask. So if I can spell saver correctly. So we have the saver node right here, right? So we just need to specify where we want to set this. I'm just going to go in here and no, don't create a shortcut. I'm just going to use a shortcut. Okay. We'll just call this saver. And then, so I'm just going to select this in here and we're just going to do test. All right. So what this is going to do is it's going to save a image sequence of whatever we've tracked here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Fusion, render all savers. It's going to render this whole sequence here. And it's doing it in an open EXR file. And EXR images are pretty large, but they're also like very, very high quality. So now that we've created that image sequence, we can disconnect the saver. I mean, you don't have to, but I do. And then we're going to use what's a loader node. And loaders and savers are basically like brother and sister. But we're going to go to that folder that has the image sequence. We can click on any of the EXRs. It does not matter which one. We're going to hit open, and then we're going to connect this into the media out. And then for some reason, it wants to default to not showing it. But if we play this back, we need to reset this. This is it. Well, hey there. Yeah, it saves EXR frames. Okay, so I need to specify that. So if the clip does not start at the beginning, you have to tell the loader node, okay, this is the frame we're starting on, which is 979, and we're going to 133. But now it'll play that spot that we just rendered, and now we don't have to worry about like recaching or retracking this mask anymore, or worry about it breaking. It's just always there.
Who is it? Who is
So-
it?
It's chat.
Cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for a minute.
Maybe a minute.
Maybe a minute.
Hello.
This is my daughter. Exporters go from city form, make sure export alpha is checked. Yeah, that's another way to do it.
I can't hear him.
Instead of using a green yeah, definitely don't use a green screen. So yeah, let me just show that real quick because Sleeveless is right. But yeah, so like let's say I was exporting this with an alpha channel, and just to confirm that it has alpha channel, I can go to my viewer background and set it to checkerboard. We can see this is in fact alpha. So if I just go to, I'll just set my in and out points on this. Again, this is arbitrary, but you know, if I go to the deliver page, I haven't opened a deliver page yet, so it usually takes a minute to load. Do you understand anything I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a no. Okay. So if we go to, we've set our format to QuickTime and our codec to GoPro Cineform, and then our type to RGB 16-bit. It'll pull up this export alpha box, so you just check that. And I guess by default it sticks it to pre-multiplied, which is fine. But then, you know, you can export this out. So let's just find a location to put it. I'll just put it in. I'll put it in my testing folder. So let's just do alpha test. Go ahead and add to render queue. Render this out. And then once that's done, I'm gonna go to that alpha test folder. What are you laughing about? Do you think everything?
Me.
She's referencing one of my videos. She thinks it's hilarious. Okay. All right. So I throw this in here. Oh, I forgot I didn't disable the audio. But yeah, we can throw this in here, and it's a completed MOV right here. Obviously it looks weird slapped it on top of that, but yeah, this is a alpha channel export. And then the second thing you want to do, don't put that file directly into OBS, because that will destroy your CPU.
Hey! Where?
Well, hello, HR creators. How's it going? How's everything? How's life? Ask me anything. That's what that means. I thought that everybody knew what that term meant. Apparently they don't, so I'm going to change that. I'm gonna change the thumbnail at some point. All right, I love you, sweet pea. Go see mama.
Did she call me for something?
I think she did. I love you. Ask me anything about human resources. Okay. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, don't put this file directly into OBS. You want to convert this to. There's two different file types that'll work. WebM is probably the most common. There's also this one called HAP, HAP. Which is another compressed codec, but it doesn't just write the alpha channel. It actually also reads it
camera,
too.
Tim.
Hey, Multi 21 in VFX. How's it going? How's everything? How's life? Thank you so much for the follow. Very much appreciated. I discovered what AMA was like a month ago when a client did one, and I had to ask her what it was. That's awesome. I have DaVinci Resolve Channel 2. Greetings, but welcome. Well, I'm glad you do. And if you want to share your channel, well, I guess your channel's already there because you're on YouTube. So yeah, I got YouTube and Twitch going back and forth here. So Yeah, that was me following on Twitch. I attended. Oh, okay, got it. Perfect. Well, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much, Lee. Okay, I think here's another thing that most people don't know about. Who knows what vocoder is? Probably no one. Vocoder is its own. It's like an external encoder that you can integrate into Resolve. Again, it's unfortunately only available on the studio version. It is free, but you can only use it for studio.
Where?
But you can. So you have like two different alpha channel formats. You can do RGBA or YUVA. Hey, Fluffless, how's it going? How's everything? How's life? Welcome in. You did make it. Congratulations, you did it. Yeah, vocoder. Here, I'll open vocoder real quick. Yep, so this is vocoder right here. So vocoder allows you to have like an external, and I think it does run off of FFmpeg, which if you have FFmpeg, this step is not necessary, if you know how to use it at least. But node based? Well, no, so vocoder Pro is not just for DaVinci Resolve. It's an encoder that you can use for pretty much anything. But you can download vocoder, and I think it's not vocoder Pro. There's a different download page for this. I forget where I downloaded it from. It's been a while. Let me just go to the... Maybe it is this download. You know what? I think it is this one. So it probably is. But you basically just download, you follow the instructions to install it, and it'll give you this external encoder. And then when you configure vocoder, it'll pull up a separate box that allows you to like do all sorts of different types of codecs, but you can choose this one HAP right here, and then just make sure that you choose HAP alpha, and this is basically like a very compressed codec similar to like WebM or H.264 or something. And the convenient thing with this is the only codec that I'm aware of that not only writes alpha to an interframe codec, but it also reads it, so you can actually pull it back into Resolve and it'll actually read the alpha channel. It's not going to look great, but it does it. At least when you bring it back into Resolve. When you use it in OBS, it's fine. Your mic audio is gone here. I appreciate that. Hey, Untouchable, how's it going? How's everything? How is life? Welcome in. No, I'm not. Can't beat Rode. Rode is good. Yeah, this is a Rode NT1A. So it's definitely solid. But yeah, vocoder, it's incredibly dense. And you could even do ProRes from Resolve on PC. So there's that. Narazen, how's it going? How's everything? How's life? Welcome in. I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. Man, it's a party today. I was not expecting everybody to just like show up and say hi. Oh my goodness, now we're doing eggs. Okay, thank you for that. Oh, and HR Crazy, I just missed this. I teach in Spanish. Oh, and how is my new job? Oh my goodness, I'm missing so many things. I'm not used to this. Okay. I mean, I've looked at the Predator PC for a while. Yes, this is what you would use. You can use vocoder and you can export ProRes. It's not a perfect solution, but it works. I'm doing great. It's been a while. It certainly has. Do you have a tool that will convert SRT to Lua array for fusion use? Ooh. That will convert SRT, so the subtitles to a Lua array. I haven't heard of it in that form. I mean, the only thing I can think of that's like somewhat close to that is like snap captions that auto converts subtitles to text plus that you can auto generate captions and then convert them to text plus, so you can do stuff in Fusion that way. I can do SRT CVS and use XL to wanting a tool. Huh. Yeah, CSV. That's an interesting one. I feel bad for buying when no, that's no, it's totally fine, Ham. Not a big deal. That's why I do these. It's fun. Okay, so I don't know of a tool offhand. Huh. That's an interesting concept. Okay. So what are you using the Lua array for then? Because you're basically converting a subtitle to like a CSV box. And then you want to be able to convert that CSV box basically, or I guess just bypass the CSV and go straight from the SRT with all the time codes and stamps into an array. Making a meter dial with the speed from... Oh. Making a meter dial with the speed from SRT. That's an interesting one. Okay, so I don't have a tool that does that, but that's a really interesting concept. I'm going to look into that off stream. Because that's something I'm going to have to spend a lot more time on. I do not have a tool that does that. That would actually be a good question. Do you know who Asher Roland is? Does the name Asher Roland sound familiar to you? If it doesn't, look up Asher Roland and go into his Discord. He does a lot with fusion coding. So when it comes to like Python and Lua, he does a lot of that. The SRT contains speaking. Oh, so it's like embedded. Oh, so is the SRT like embedded from the drone footage? That's the second time someone had pointed me that.
Hey!
Yeah, because he's great. Hey, JRTV, how's it going? How's everything? How's life? Speaking of fusion legends, there's one right there. Maybe ask him. I recommend making a script to convert SRT to Lua is a sort of GPT. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it right now. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that right now. But yeah, that's an interesting one. I've never thought of using SRT in that way, but I would not be surprised if that was like just, oh yeah, you can just convert it like this. So that's interesting. Because yeah, if you can do it in a CSV, I would be surprised if you couldn't do it to a Lua array. It seems like that would be a simple conversion. I just don't know how to do it off the top of my head. Yeah, you can send it to me. I'll take a look at it at some point. I got a daddy-daughter dance to go to after the end of the stream, so I won't be able to do it today. But I definitely want to check it out because that's a fun thing to experiment with. We're gonna make any script to convert it. Oh wait, I already read that. I'm used to having to go back and catch up on this stuff. Something that's strong with green screen very well. There's obviously green artifacts and I pick it actually takes. Oh yeah, so there's okay, so that's a multifaceted issue, Ham. So the number one thing with being able to get a good green screen is being able to light it properly, because getting good lighting is going to be the number one factor in how you actually get a good key. The second thing is being able to record in like a 444 profile, which most consumer cameras probably can't do. So, 422 will suffice if you can get that. But anyways, there's a guy on YouTube, but only 2 people commented. Oh, interesting. Send me the link to that video if you can. Just found your blog inspection sheet, Jay. They're a gold mine event. Oh yeah, JRTV's got a lot of really good stuff. If you guys have not checked him out, go give him a follow. Do all that stuff. He's got a lot of assets, including a oh, what's that? There was a plugin I saw you made that was like a. It wasn't like a plugin manager, it was something else. It's been a while since I saw it, but it looked very intriguing. Then his green center physical camera stuff is always digital. Oh, with green backgrounds? Oh, well, Tetra and OBS? Yes, this is a Tetra DCTL, or not a DCTL. This is a Tetra shader I made for OBS. Yes. So it functions basically exactly the same as if I throw this DCTL in here, like this one right here. It's almost identical to this. But yeah, it's actually in shader filter right now. You could go download it right now if you wanted to. So like if I open my filter sheet, it's not gonna. Oh wait, that's right, I did fix this. So if I just go into shader filter and scroll down here and go to Tetra right here, this is the Tetra that I made. I gave it to Exeldra actually put it in. So yeah, if you just go to filters, add user defined shader, assuming you have Exeldra's shader filter installed. Make sure you download and install a shader filter. It'll come with this, and then you just open this up and you go to the tetra.shader, and then once you open this, it'll give you all these controls, and it'll be the same thing that you have in Resolve. There's also my density saturation hue shader. It's technically in there, but the current version right now in 2.4.0 and 2.4.1 is broken, so don't use it there. Only the density part works. The rest of it doesn't, at least not the way I intended. In 2.4.2 I fixed it, and so it works properly, but this one gives you like the density, saturation, and hue shift ability. So yeah, that's a thing. So look for that one in 2.4.2, and I'll try to make a video on it soon as well. Okay, where am I? Okay, depending on the key you're using, hammer, road, gamma might help. Yeah, I mean the delta keyer is by far the most powerful green screening keyer. And also use a clean plate if you can. Clean plate will help you discern, like, okay, this is what the full green screen looks like. It gives the delta keyer a little bit more info on what's green and what's not, and it provides a little bit of extra key. So clean plates are nice. I don't have XL, don't want to buy 130. Right, that's true. Okay. DJ drones, which I use. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take a look at it when I have a chance.
Channels.
Okay. Let's say we do editing. The whole reason we were here in the first place.
Channels. Channels. So if we look at channels. So if we look respective channels. So if we look at yellow, and the way to get all the yellow out of red, green, and blue is to just have red and green, but no blue. And we can see that here, the default values for yellow are red and green are both 1, and blue is 0. So once again, if I brought both of these down to 0, it would make it black. If we brought all these, not to 2.
I didn't know this isn't gonna look over the clean plate and here. Yeah. Yeah, clean plate. Again, I don't have, actually I might have a project here I can kind of show this with. Hopefully it's not broken. I know I moved stuff around. It might be okay though. Watch OBS freeze on me. Okay, so this is kind of a good example. I don't mind the absolute insanity that is this node tree, but basically, like, so here's the green that we have, and this one was actually kind of difficult to do because you'll notice that like there's a lot of blend in where this green is, especially like around the fringing right here. This one was a little bit hard to key. So there's multiple things I had to do with this one to get it to key properly. So I had to like add a little bit of extra like details on the edges to decolor the green. But basically with the delta keyer, you have this clean plate over here. And if you don't actually have a full clean plate, you can kind of design one. So like I usually like to put noise reduction right before I do my clean plates. So like this is kind of what it'll look like at first. And then I use this trails node right here. And what trails would do is as you play it along, it'll kind of like fill in that green information as it's going. That, you know, as the subject moves and reveals more of the green screen, you'll be able to retain more of it. And you basically get as much as you can, as much as possible. And then you export that out. And this is what I got from it essentially. So there's a lot of, you know, gaps still in here. So I just basically throw that into a clean plate as my source. And then I can just use like grow edges and fill to fill in the rest of the green screen to like kind of fake the rest of the detail. It gives me a decent enough result though that it works. And so I just throw that in there and it gives me a little bit more, a little bit better of a key. So, but yeah, that's a quick demonstration of what a clean plate is. I don't want to destroy the project. I mean, it's probably okay if I do because I already sent it back, but you know, it is what it is. You can increase the resolution of your computer, increase the scale, increase the resolution of transmissions so that we can see the details of the Resolve interface. I have a solution for that. It's currently not working properly, but I have this key that'll like, you know, if I press F3, it'll zoom in on the mouse. It's not working right now, of course, but basically the idea is I can press a key and it'll zoom in. The problem is I'm using a 2 PC setup, so it like kind of borks everything. So I'm having to like manually code my own. And I only have it partially working, so I have it disabled because it's not fully working. But yeah, I am trying to get that working so I can show smaller, fine details. I can also just switch to my 1080p resolution over here and show it there if I wanted to, but yeah. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's camera time.
Thank you for that Frozen Fusion. Very much appreciated. Do you use StreamerBot? No, I use Sammy. This one right here.
Hey!
I like Sammy a lot.
Where?
A lot of people love StreamerBot, and there's nothing wrong with StreamerBot. I think StreamerBot's a very, very great tool as well. I have a personal preference with Sammy and how it's built, because I'm able to like actually make buttons and put the commands inside of those buttons. I don't like the whole command and action, like creating separate actions and stuff. It's not as intuitive to me. So I like making buttons that do a specific thing, and I can call it buttons if need be. And you know, I have all of the like all of the OBS commands, all the Twitch, YouTube stuff that I need. So yeah, I like Sammy personally. I saw this video about turning the image black and white and using it as a matte. It was a little over my head. That's another way to do it. You can do that. That also depends on how it was shot. That is a functional way to be able to do it, but again, depends on how you shot it. In StreamerBot, you can communicate from one StreamerBot instance to another over the network, aka multi-PC setup. Oh yeah, I can do that too. Yeah, I like this. So this Sammy deck, it's on my main PC, but if I do this, that's Sammy telling my streaming PC through IP to switch scenes. So yeah, I can do that. How much does it cost? It's free. So why does Zoom not work? Because okay, I have a weird setup with my multi VC stream. This is gonna get a little weird. So I have OBS set up over here, right? So this is like I have to have it in studio mode though, because in order for my alerts to show up properly, I want my alerts to come from my regular PC, because the main PC or the streaming PC can't handle all of it. So it has to come from my main PC. So I have to do I have to send it from here in studio mode. So I have to use NDI and send both the preview and the main screen. But the preview, or the program screen has to be able to send alpha. So that's why when I go to my settings here and go to advanced, I have to set it to BRGB or RGBA, so that it can send the alpha channel. That's how all the overlays can still actually go on top of everything else. So I have so I have this overlay screen going on top of everything, and then I have my webcam, and then I have the preview window here, which is just my 3 monitors that I can switch between, going to the thing below it. And the problem with that is, like, I have 3 monitors, so if I sent 3 different NDI sources over to my streaming PC, it would die. So that's why I have to use, that's why I'm trying to send only 2 NDI instances instead of 4. That's the reason why that's the way that it is. It's really dumb. It's really, really dumb. Didn't know you could use one more than one machine. Streaming PC as powerful as one. No, the streaming PC is like, I have an i3 processor in there for maybe a decade ago, maybe longer than that. It's bad. I do have a 2060 in there, which is how I'm able to stream it. Yeah, Don't try to understand it because I'm probably not doing it the most efficiently as I could.
Hey!
Hey,
Where?
Darren Mostyn. Hello, hello. How's it going? How's everything? How was life? Welcome in. Just here for 10 minutes saying hi. Well, hello. Welcome the legend of color himself. We're talking about color today, and well, not really, but I'm making a video about it, but specifically for OBS. So, Darren, you're familiar with Tetra DCTLs, right? Hopefully. Too kind. No, you deserve it. You deserve it. You're a legend. Yes? Okay. I basically added that functionality to OBS. So I implemented a Tetra shader that you can use as an OBS filter. So making a video about it. That's really all that that was. So that would not be very Do you still have more? Guys, go buy the tickets.
2. 2. So undo that. 1.
just a little promo there. Oh my goodness. Speaking of promo, Darren, did Alex show you the really stupid thing that I did for Magic Zoom? I hope he didn't. He probably did. So dumb. I can't believe I did that. It was... Oh man. There's a clip of it on Twitch, I think. Show us. Okay. If you insist. I don't know if the audio is going to come through. I might have to reconfigure this. Let's go to... Okay. Wait, is this coming through? No, it's not. Alright, so let's go to this. Oh my goodness, come on. Videos. Clippity clips. Not recent broadcasts. And it was more than that. Magic. Here it is. Okay. So dumb. Alright, let me just full screen this real quick. I'll turn off my webcam. And then I'm gonna mute, turn this off, turn this on. So this is it. Hey guys, so there's this plugin out here. It's a really cool plugin. If you go to MrAlexTech.com, he's got this thing called Magic Zoom. It does this. There we go. That's the whole ad. There you go. That's the best Magic Zoom ad you could ever conceive. Yeah, I can do that in a second. So yeah, that was it. Do you know why Magic Zoom sometimes creates freeze frames? I do not. That's a difficult one. That's all it was? Yes, that is literally all it was. It's so dumb. He was like so happy about it too. I was like, dude, this is so dumb.
Let's undo that. If we brought all of these to 1, we would have white. White. We would have white. So this... We would have white. So we...
Worth buying for that alone. What's up? Oh, we got the girl
Waiting
again.
for you.
Yeah, he is. I'm sure he is. This is the daughter.
Yeah.
I use it on my YouTubes. It's a no-brainer. I mean, Magic Zoom is incredible. And Magic Animate. Yeah, I'll be right there. Okay. I gotta try and get the little one to sleep. I will be back in a little bit. So hang tight. I'm gonna throw my highly professional be right back screen up. And I will return.
Hey! Where? Hey! Where?
Okay, I got the munchkin to sleep. Oh my goodness. What in the what? Okay, wow. There's a lot here. Okay, let me read through every single chat message. Can it be because I made a super long clip and automatic zoom to it and then cut it into pieces? You can do that, yes. You guys are a weird question. Best beer back stream ever? Absolutely. I was thinking you told about you burbed us. I burbed you guys, yes. SRT is a data for yeah, but what's an array? Yeah, array. An array is like a big list. Okay. Okay, happy birthday weekend. Is it your birthday, Miguel? How's it going? How's everything else life, by the way? If you're still here, hopefully you're still here. Try to do okay. For the drone. I'm in a goose chase, Mission Impossible, or Kick It Impossible, lol. No clue what I'm doing. Is this link for anyone? You might have to send it to me through, like, in Discord or something. Well, let me post it. Alright. Discord of Tim. The Senpai Discord is probably where you would best find me. That's honestly the best place to find me right now. Name of the title is Utilize Your Nutties. Nutties is a good place too. Discord, I thought it was just no, it's for everybody. I'm in several Discords that have nothing to do with gamers. There's Discords for everything, really. Graphical funny is look over now, pay more attention to computer class, lol. How do you send a code? Is it done? Code to manage your team ready? We get back to the job place, I see, but I'm not sure we really got it. It's just about to grab. Alright, nobody program that's been still here. That's amazing. I'm allowed to put here. Okay, cool. I think I got through the rest. Alright, we're still here. Hello, everybody. I'm back. I've caught up the chat. I don't know if it'll allow you to post email. I don't think it allows you to. I think that's a YouTube limitation.
Have white. So we can... We would have white. So we can go through the whole thing and see exactly what it's doing. If it's
Now, what this allows us to do is, if we are moving red or moving green or moving blue, we're essentially moving the colors on either the red axis, the green axis, or the blue axis. So if I move green and red, that means it's going...
Well, yeah, probably not. You can in Twitch. I think YouTube actually just doesn't allow you to. I don't know if there's a way around that, but Twitch, you can.
Anything that's in this red space along the green and magenta axis. So if I move it here, you can see it's moving in that direction. If I move the blue,
that direction. If I move the blue,
you'll see it moves towards blue and or yellow. And
then yellow, and then red.
Yeah, the Nutty's Discord would probably be a great place to go because there's a lot of smart people there. Is this a safe thing to do? To download Discord? Or to post an email? Posting email, I'd say probably not.
We'll go towards red cyan.
And red cyan. So that's a good way to. That's
also a good way to visually.
So that's a good way to. That's also a good way to visually see it. And that's also a good way to visually.
Get the from Fluffy. I don't see why not. I'd say it's fine. Oh yeah, get it in Discord.
Red, exactly cyan. That's also a good way to visually see exactly how these are working. You can do this for any color. So if I move red and cyan, or green and cyan, or blue and cyan, or
blue and cyan, you can see exactly where it's moving. And one thing you'll notice, you can see exactly where it's moving, and 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 see exactly where it's moving, and
get this fine-tuned detail. So no, please plus the discards. I would see. From source, like, yeah, basically what he said. Yeah, I can link Nutty's Discord. I think it's just Discord. Wait, I can't remember if I have a DM open or not. I don't think I do. I'm being safe. Yeah, I don't have one open. Okay, we're good. Let me link Nutty's here. It's way down here. Okay, if you go to Nutty's channel, I'll just disable streaming.
Hey!
I don't care about it. Exeldro! How's it going? How's everything? How's life? Welcome in. How are things? Alright, minimize that. Go to about. And then does that... Oh, no, I guess it's not just a nutty.gg. Okay. Or whatever it is. Yeah, if you go to Nutty's channel, you'll find his Discord right here. It'll send you right to his server here. So, that's where to find it. Things are good? I can't complain. I can't complain.
See exactly where it's moving and... See exactly where it's moving and...
I'm finally making that video on the Tetra shader. Finally.
You can see exactly where it's moving and...
Okay, I might need... Whoops. Let me just get these out of the way, actually. I just need to get the audio.
See exactly where it's moving and... Exactly.
Wants to do it like that? Okay, fine.
Exactly where it's moving. See exactly where it's moving. See exactly where it's moving and... See exactly where it's moving and...
Yeah, I guess that's fine. You need to switch servers? Yeah, no problem.
Exactly where it's moving. See exactly where it's moving and...
I'm glad to do it.
See exactly where it's moving and one thing you'll notice is that as we're moving all this stuff, you'll notice that this U wheel isn't breaking apart at all. There's no banding and everything is pretty clean. I mean, the banding from 8-bit is there present, but it's not crossing over colors, and that's one of the really big benefits of having a tool like this, is your colors aren't going to break apart and skew over each other. So what happens when we use each other? Skew over each other. So what happens when we use... So what happens... So what happens when we use this in an actual environment instead of just on a hue wheel example? Well, let's go ahead and turn this hue wheel off, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on my webcam over here. And I'll turn this hue wheel off, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it. I'm going to go ahead
And I can probably just cut that part.
Turn on my web off, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on my webcam over here. And all I have right now on this as a filter is just a LUT, because this is what it looks like.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to resync this real quick. So this is gonna be a little weird. Okay, I have to think about this for a second because I need this.
Go ahead and turn on my webcam over here, and all I have right now on this is what it looks like flat. So I just plug it and I just makes it a little sense. You'll see how...
Oh, I can actually kind of just resync it with this. I'm dumb. I can literally... that makes it a lot easier, actually. Okay, so I can just go...
This is what it looks like. Flat, so I'm just... Up.
Look at that! That's me using my noggin!
And skew over each other. So what happens when we use this in an actual environment instead of just on a hue wheel example? Well, let's go ahead and turn this hue wheel off, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on my webcam over here. And all I have right now on this as a filter is just a LUT, because this is what it looks like flat, so I'm just applying a Rec 709 LUT just so it makes it look a little bit more sense. It's a little more sensical. Just going to resize this window here real quick. A little bit more sense. It's a little bit more sense. It's a little more sensical. Just going to resize this window here real quick.
Okay, so this needs to go. Let me figure out when I turn off the webcam part. Oh, so it's literally this whole section. Okay, so I just need to go 8 frames there. Whoops. And then this whole thing. Yeah, I could just disable that. It is not necessary. So I can just delete that. That whole clip. Okay. That's nice. Less messy. These clips I can probably delete as well. Because literally it's just all webcam footage.
Here real quick. Okay, so now that we window here real quick. Okay, so now that we window here real quick. Okay, so now that we have the concept of how it works from that previous wheel example, let's look at it on my webcam over here. So if we look at our vector scope right now, and we see we have a lot going up towards this red area, and this line right here is just our skin tone indicator. This is like the
yeah, I think it's just hidden just because it's proxy, but when it's proxy is disabled, yeah, it shows much easier. Cool.
skin tone indicator versus like the rough area where skin tones normally land. We'll see that we can land. Tones normally land. We'll see that tones normally land. We'll see that we can move where my skin tone is if I choose either the red or yellow channel, because that's where the skin tone is going. Sometimes you can get a little magenta in there too, but we're just going to stick with these for now. So if I wanted to shift my skin tone towards magenta, I could just take away green, because the opposite of green is magenta. So if I took away green, you'll see it's only shifting my skin tone towards magenta. And obviously I'm going a very extreme example, but you'll see how very clean the adjustment is overall. And if I needed to pull some from yellow, because there's some yellow parts of the skin tone, I can do the same thing in the green and yellow, and that means we're shifting everything that's in this yellow vector towards magenta. So let's go ahead and shift that, and you can see it kind of fills in, and I look very alien-like, like the collector's assistant or whatever that person was. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, but we can also the collector's assistant or whatever that person was. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, but we can also go. Anyways, we can also go the inverse of this, and if I want,
I probably should have kept the webcam in here because I could have just zoomed in on my. Well, actually no, because it's still. Anyway, I don't care.
I can't remember. But anyways, we can also go the inverse of this, and if I wanted to make myself green, I could push both of these towards green, and it looks like it is. But it also is great because, but again, this is why this tool is like it is, and it looks like
Ladies and gentlemen, it's camera time!
I think Frozen really likes that camera time redeem. I'm just guessing.
But but again, this is why this tool is so useful, because nothing in any of the other color vectors are changing, so my background isn't changing. So my background isn't changing at all. But if I wanted to change the changing, so my background isn't changing. So my vectors are changing, so my background is. Color vectors are changing, so my changing, so my background isn't. So my vectors are changing, so my background isn't changing at all. But if I wanted to change, vectors are changing, so my background isn't changing at all. But if I wanted to change the background and not change these at all, let me go ahead and reset these to their default real quick. And let's just say I wanted to make my background purple, for instance. I could push some blue into it, maybe push some red into it, and take away some green. And get something a little like that. So, put a bit more blue into it, maybe push some red into it, and take away some green. And here's some green. Away some green.
He sees it. My nice little rug. Yep, got a nice ruggedy rug there. Got that from a convention.
Okay, some green and get some little like that. So, but yeah, we have a nice purple shift right here, and it's gonna look a little bandy right now just because I'm capturing this from a different window, so I'm it's gonna look not as great as it could be. But you get the idea is that what it, is that.
And then we can also do the
A similar, but and then because there's a little blue in there, we can also
Oops, that's not what I wanted to take out.
and get something little like that. So
right now because I'm capturing a little blue, and we can all do a very similar thing to the blue channel as well, and maybe not as quite as much red. So just kind of making like similar comparisons and the same blue. But yeah, we essentially got a much more cleanly shaded background. And once again, my skin tone hasn't changed. And green and get something little so. But yeah, we have a nice black.
Anyway, some green and get some green and get something little like that. So, and then because there's a little like that, little like that, and then because there's a little blue in there, we can also do a very similar thing, the blue channel as well, and maybe not as quite as much red. So just kind of making like similar comparisons in both the cyan and blue. But yeah, we essentially get a much more cleanly shifted background. And once again, my skin tone hasn't changed, the light hasn't changed at all, and I can toggle this on and off, and you can see the before and after. So you can see how this is quite possibly one of the cleanest tools you can have to be able to change colors in any sort of way. And again, these are extreme examples, but you can see even when we push it really far, it's still not really breaking the image. And any banding you see is just because of the feed I'm sending it from a different computer. I don't need to go into that, that's not necessary. The feed I'm sending it from a different
I mean, I might not even need to mention that because it's going to be on YouTube, and YouTube would show banding anyways, so.
It's still not really breaking the image. And any banding you see is just because of the feed I'm sending it from a different computer. I don't need to go into that, that's not necessary. So feed I'm sending it from the image. And any banding you see is just because of the feed I'm sending it from a different computer. I don't need to go into that, that's not necessary.
I wish I didn't cut myself off like that.
But hopefully this is a tool you can get a lot of
Really cool use out of and benefits you in some sort of way.
the image. And any banding you see is just because of the feed.
I mean, even when I turn it off, you see the banding, so I don't think it's a big deal.
Have to be changed colors in any sort of way. And again, these are extreme examples, but you can see even when we push it really far, it's still not really breaking the image. And any banding you see is just because of the feed I'm sending it from a different computer. I don't need to go into that, that's not necessary.
Let me see what I said here. Whoops.
So we have a nice purple shift right here. And it's going to look a little bandy right now just because I'm capturing this from a different window, so I'm it's going to look not as great as it could be. But you get the idea is that what
I didn't say it. Shoot. Oh well.
Feed I'm sending it from a different computer. I don't need to go into that, that's not necessary. I don't need to go into that, that's but hopefully this is a tool you can get a lot of really cool use just because of the feed I'm sending it from a different computer. But hopefully this is a tool you can get
I don't know. I wish I had finished the sentence.
A lot of really cool use out of and benefits
you in some sort of way. And if you wanted an even geekier view, we can of course open DaVinci
way. And if you wanted some sort of way. And if you wanted some sort of way. And if you wanted an even geekier view, we can of course
Open DaVinci Resolve, because what else would I use? And we can look at this as a 3D left or 3D cube. And we can see all 8 of our vectors, because that's including black and white. But if we look, we have red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and magenta. And then of course we have white and black, but we're not going to touch white and black on this specific instance. But basically what this tool is physically but we're not going to touch white and black on this specific instance. But basically what this tool is specific instance. Basically what this tool is physically doing is it's breaking up all of these colors into 6 different sections, or 6 different tetrahedrons. That's what they actually are, like 3D triangles, basically, in a relative source. I don't know. I'm not a math teacher. So when we look at this red, and say math teacher.
Not a math teacher. When we look at this, not a math teacher. When we
they actually are like 3D triangles, basically, in a relative source. I don't know. I'm not a math teacher. When we
I don't know. I'm not a math. No. I don't know. Not a math teacher. I don't know. Not a math teacher. When we look, I don't know. Not a math teacher. When I don't know. Not a math teacher. When we look at this red section and say, okay, we need to not a math teacher. When we look at
this section and say, okay, we need to move red towards either red, green, or blue. If we do that up here and we just move it towards blue, you'll see it shifts over towards the blue side. Or if we go to green, we can see it shifts up towards green. Or if we do red, it just either adds more red or takes away more red. And we can do that for each vector, and we can look at it in 3D space and just say, oh, this is kind of cool. But yeah, this is like the more geeky way to understand exactly what's happening is we can visually see what specifically we're moving and where.
But that's essentially what it's doing from a physical sense. And where. But that's essentially what it's doing from a physical sense. But hopefully this weird little tutorial was
hopefully this tutorial
I need a teleprompter. Somebody want to send me one? Just kidding.
physical sense. So yeah, hopefully this tutorial of something
seemingly complex got a lot more simple for you, and it's something that you can be excited to use. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you got any use out of this, what you're using it for. I'd love to see some examples. But in the next one, we'll do something, because there's another video. I don't know. There's a video over here talking about something. Probably the color monitor video, because I talked about it earlier. If it's not, then I have no idea what it is. But anyways, this is Camera Tim, signing out.
physical sense. So yeah, hopefully this tutorial.
All right, so then I can take this out, and this one is out.
Things. So yeah, hopefully this tutorial of something seemingly complex got. So yeah, hopefully this tutorial of something seemingly complex got a lot more simple for you. And it's something
that you can be excited to use. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you got any use out of this, what you're using it for. I'd love to see some examples. But in the next one, we'll do something, because there's another video. I don't know. There's a video over here talking about something. Probably the color monitor video, because I talked about it earlier. If it's not, then I have no idea what it is. But anyways, this is Camera Tim, signing out.
And this is when I say I tried to make a... no, just end it there. Another video. I don't know what to use. Let me know what you think.
Let me know if you got any use out of this, what you're using it for. I'd love to see some examples. But in the next one, we'll do something, because there's another video. I don't know. There's a video over here.
Because there's another video. I don't know. There's...
So let's do 20 seconds from here, so it's 43.
And this is when I say I tried to make a... no, just end it there. Let me know what you think.
Let me know if you got any use out of this, what you're using it for. I'd love to see some examples. But in the next one, we'll do something, because there's another video. I don't know. There's a video over here talking about something. Probably the color monitor video, because I talked about it earlier. If it's not, then I have no idea what it is. But anyways, this is Camera Tim, signing out. And this is when I say I tried to make a... no, just end it there.
And this is when I left him signing out. You got any use out of this, what you're using it for. I'd love to see this one. We'll do something because there's another video. I don't know. There's a video over here. I don't know. There's a video over here.
Yeah, let's see if I can push it a little bit farther.
Because there's another video. I don't know. There's a video.
Let's try 4402.
This is when I tried.
Just want a little more space if possible because I didn't realize I ranted for that long.
And this is when I say I tried to make a. No, just end it there.
Alright, well, that's the main edit. Oh goodness, it's 4:51. Are you kidding me? It's later than I thought.
Here, everybody.
Okay.
Revelation of modified colors clearly in OBS and explanation. Oh, okay. There's live streaming in this script. Yeah, listen. If you scroll.
Let's get a sound effect in here. Because why not? This one's going to be loud. Just turn it down for now.
If you scroll. Goodness gracious. So if you scroll. Goodness gracious.
Can I do... I have a dumb idea for this. A really dumb idea. Oh shoot. Yeah, I figured that was coming. Alright, so I gotta finish this effect and then I gotta get off. I should probably go to the point where it's the biggest. Okay, so threshold's not going to do what I want it to do. Okay, and then I can probably just turn off the blend here. Is it 4? No, 4 p.m. No, it's not that late.
Scroll. Goodness. Scroll. Scroll. Goodness gracious.
This is so dumb. Why am I doing this? It turned out great. Yeah, I'm just accentuating the effect.
If you scroll. Goodness gracious. I wasn't even done with that explanation. Don't click that. Just ignore it. Okay. There's live stream link in the description. I also stream to YouTube. Blah blah blah. Here we go. This color tool is meant to make.
And just like slow the grass bigger too. It's so dumb. All right. Now that that effect's done, unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut it a little bit short. I got a daddy-daughter dance to do with my daughter. And yeah. So I'm going to say goodbye now, but I'm going to send you guys off to somebody. Now, who should I send you off to? That's the question. Do I have anybody live? No. Do we have anybody that's doing Resolve other than me? Oh, we do. Look at that. Oh, is it an English speaker though? Nope. Unfortunately, it's not an English speaker, so that won't work. That's a bummer. I was like so ready. All right, let's try the editing tag and see if we can find somebody here. Oh wait, do I know this person? Why does this name sound so familiar? Also not an English speaker. Oh my goodness, we're getting all the non-English speakers. But I'd love to read them. It's just like I have no idea what what they're saying. But yeah, if you guys are on YouTube, I'm gonna send you the link to Twitch to join in on the raid. So don't go anywhere just yet. Is there? No, come on. Where is somebody? There's got to be somebody in here. Is this one? No, that's not. What is this? Oh, that's okay. Never mind. That won't work. Well, maybe there's somebody on YouTube. I don't have redirect set up. YouTube's raid thing is not efficient at all. Whatsoever. Okay, let's hit live. Okay, that tag never works. Whoops. Is there anything? Oh man, I might just have to call it and say, oh, bummer, I'll see you guys next time or something. That might be what we end up doing here if I can't find anything. Enjoyed your stream a lot. Well, I'm glad you did, Fluffless. I'm glad you showed up and hung out and had a good time and were even helpful in chat. That was great. Love to see it. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking around and having fun and maybe hopefully learning some stuff. Hopefully just enjoying it. Okay, there's nothing there. Goodness gracious. There's nothing. There's nothing. Wait, what's this? Oh, nope. I was wrong. Well, I might just call it. Because I unfortunately just can't stick around. But anyways, I thank you guys, all of you guys, for sticking around. Hopefully I will do another one sometime soon. I'm not sure exactly when. It's going to be kind of hard to fit one in this coming week. I might be able to, but I cannot guarantee it. So anyways, love you guys. I'll see you next time. And yeah, look for this video to hopefully come up in the next few days. That'll be great. Then you can use the tetrahedral interpolation in OBS. I mean, you can do it now, but, you know, there'll be a video to show you how to do it. There you go. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.